What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, or if you are new here, welcome. I am super duper excited. There is one Oscar after another. As somebody who has, who has one battle after another high up on their favorite films of the year, I'm a very happy man because the Oscars just happened and we are here to talk about the show overall, to talk about, the breakdown of the winners and everything. So, very, very excited. I'm joined by the only person that would be willing to be up this late and do this with me. That is Chris Diaz. Thank you for being on here tonight, man.
Yeah, happy to be on. I love talking about Yaka. I didn't see all of it due to stuff that were happening tonight because my friend decided to put a read at the same time Yaka tonight. And I saw that 7.
Yeah.
I was doing Malcolm Waketham beforehand. I seen up to makeup hairstyling, love writing so far. So I finished all of it afterward because I don't have to do the faking commercial every couple of minutes or to rewind through every.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be that all can be annoying. But
Hence
but
the
yeah,
Jane Lynch hysterical joke when Conan going.
Jane Lynch, yeah, Jane Lynch did have a good joke. So
Yeah.
and of course, there was a lot of really great stuff that happened on the show. We started off with Conan having a great skit as Aunt Gladys. And then, he's like saying, do you think this is a bit much? Is there too much white? And then she's like, oh, I didn't add any white. Maybe that's just you. And, the fact that eventually she's like, Delroy Lindo, he's like, Delroy Lindo can wait. And she's like, no, you get out there and all that stuff. And then she breaks the stick. All the kids start running out. And then they parody the scene in Weapons. Then they run through the racetrack of F1.
Yeah.
Then you see him run through like the Marty Supreme ping pong.
The funniest for the Stellan Scott, him sitting down with Stellan.
And then at one point that, and then also I love the K-pop Demon Hunters where he's like animated and they stare at him and they have like heart eyes and all that stuff. Like that was super funny. And then there was like so many great little, and then of course one battle where he's like hanging outside the car and then jumps off. And then, like, they ran into Sinners. It was great the way that they.
I would love to see him run into Begonia or like some weird stuff too.
Yeah. I was surprised there was no Begonia that he ran into. That would have been
like
perfect.
Zootopia 2, him running through the maze, and Zootopia 2 with Papa.
Yeah, that would have been great too. But he did run through Hamnet, which was really great as well, and that was really fun. So that was a great opener for the Oscar show. And then, of course, he gave a great monologue. I thought
he did not hold back on some.
Yeah, he did not hold back on certain stuff.
He put a joke by like, oh my god, I can't believe they let him get away with that joke.
Like he was able to make fun of Timothée Chalamet and that whole situation that happened with the ballet. He was able to make fun of that. One of my favorite jokes he did, it was so bad, but one of the favorite jokes he did was, they're making a sequel to F1 called Caps Lock. I thought that was just really funny.
I thought so funny, like, nobody performed or nominated, but they said, hey, really arrested pedophile. Like, oh my god, I can't believe he's dead.
Yeah. That's that's crazy. So, we start off great with that, and then after the whole Aunt Gladys and Conan bit situation there, we ended up having the first win of the night, and the first win of the night went to Aunt Gladys from Sinners. She was
first
or from Weapons, not from Sinners.
Yeah,
from Weapons.
It's like the first win for her performance in a while.
Yeah, that's
like Silence and Lamb. I think the last time.
Honestly, yeah, I think Silence of the Lambs was the last time a horror performance has won. So, kind of crazy to think about. Or unless you count Natalie Portman in Black Swan. because I know some people say that's a psychological horror. Some people count that as that. If you count Natalie Portman and Black Swan, then it hasn't been since 2010. So
She deserving. Like I remember watching Weapon coming out. Like there's one performance that deserving an Oscar, and that is.
To me, I thought she was really good. I didn't know if she was Oscar worthy, but I thought she was really good. To me, the two that deserved it the most were either Inga Ibsdottir Lilius or Tiana Taylor. I thought those two were like the best in the categories. In this category,
Rami Babaktu from Sinners is also phenomenal.
yeah, Wunmi Masaku from Sinners did a really great job. I thought, she really knocked it out of the park there too. But Amy Madigan, she gave a great speech, and it was a great night for horror overall, because not only did we get Amy Madigan winning, Frankenstein won like 3 Oscars, and then we had Sinners win 4 Oscars. So if you look at the total tally of how much horror was represented at the Oscars, it was pretty great as a horror fan to see
Frankenstein got the win that the Bride would never get. Sorry for the buns right there, but
oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then of course, the next one that they did after that was animated feature film, and this
K-pop.
one, obvious K-pop Demon Hunters. There was really no big massive surprise there. It was.
They're happy to be there. They probably have their maybe win this year. Look out for Hopper, people. Look out for Hoppers.
Elio, Zootopia 2, happy to be there. Yeah, I would say, Hoppers is really great. I think Hoppers will be nominated, but we have to wait until further out.
We had to see how Toy Story 5 is like.
Yeah, Toy Story 5 and all that, because that could be your big winner and such, and if it's like phenomenal. And
listen, we should have 2 great Pixar movie nominated next year. Right, Hopper is phenomenal. People go see Hopper and see this.
Yeah, it is great, guys. Go see that. Support animated films in theaters. Then we have animated short film. The winner. So this is one of the ones I got wrong. I was predicting Retirement Plan, and then my number 2 was Butterfly, but I was predicting
my number 1 was Butterfly.
I was predicting Retirement Plan, because I was thinking that maybe like the Academy and some of the older members of the Academy would be able to relate to the message of it and everything. And the one that ended up winning was The Girl Who Cried Pearls, which I respect. I got to watch that film. I watched 4 of these. I watched Retirement Plan, Forever Green, Butterfly, and The Girl Who Cried Pearls. The Girl Who Cried Pearls absolutely was a worthy winner. I didn't really love the animation style, but I thought the actual story was really great and really artistic. So that was a very worthy winner. I thought that was really good.
I need to watch animated short next year, because I already get so busy with so many other things, catch up with stuff, that I put the short to the side.
That's what I normally do, is I will wait until like the week of the Oscars, and then I'll start watching the shorts, because that's typically when you can find them online, is like around the week of the Oscars is when some of them will be posted online and such. But there's some theaters that do like the screenings for them and such, but those are always like an hour and a half away from me.
I'd rather they do it at AMC, where I don't have to pay a lot of money, than to regular theater.
Where I could just go there with like using my membership and such, just to be able to see the shorts. That would be really great. But I wish you could also,
when they only like 20 minutes or 30 minutes all in total.
Oh yeah, and I don't know if you noticed this too. I noticed this whenever animated short film, when Girl Cry Pearls won. I noticed she was in the background, and she was like holding the Oscar behind the people giving the speech. They had a little animation of that character doing that.
Yeah, they did that for K-pop.
Yeah, they did that for K-pop. They did that for Sinners at one point. and all this other stuff where like the characters were holding
Yeah.
Oscars in their hands like, behind them or whatever, the little animations, and I really liked that. I thought that was really fun and clever. And
The only time I ever get compliment to AI because that probably AI generated. Okay, that looks cool.
it probably was AI generated. Yeah, probably. I hope not
you,
though. Uh,
you get one compliment from me, AI. One compliment. That all you get.
and then we ended up getting our first new category to be presented, which was casting. And this was the big surprise of the night because, we all were thinking, I was thinking it was maybe going to be Sinners because of the SAG Ensemble Award.
Yeah.
But then and Sinners was winning other casting prizes. But then out of the blue, one battle after another ended up taking casting. And I think the reason why they're doing this is because I think that from now on, casting is going to be seen as sort of like a good pre-indicator of what's going to win Best Picture. I think that's what they're kind of.
Where we had to see next year because we got the Odyssey, Dune Messiah, like that to be like the showdown between the two.
Oh yeah, that's going to be the showdown between those two for best casting.
Again, Warner Brothers, they have another good year.
Yeah, Warner Brothers is about to have another good banger of a year. So, and then we'll have to see because like Wild Horse 9 and a few other ones will have to definitely be in there. So
I don't know. Marvel had Doomsday. Doomsday could be something we don't even know.
I don't know about that, but we'll see. It could be. And then you had live action short film where there was actually a tie that happened. Straight up, there was a tie. There was the Singers, and then two people exchanging saliva. So I was one half right because
two people with saliva.
Because I predicted the film A Friend of Dorothy to win, but my number two, the runner up, I had as The Singers. So I'm still gonna take that as a half victory because The Singers was my number two. I thought the Singers was gonna at least be considered for a winner. I thought so. I got to watch 1, 2, 3, 3 of these, and out of the 3 that I saw, 2 people exchanging saliva was actually my favorite. So I was rooting the hardest for that to win, and when it did, I cheered super loud and was super happy for it. I thought this was a very worthy win, and I loved the speech she gave too about the queerness of the film and how it's how today's age, how we're trying to hide that and everything. I thought that was really, really, really well done.
That makeup story would make an interesting movie. They wanted to expand it into a real.
I think I see. Yeah. So for whatever reason, The Singers is the one that's being made into a feature apparently. Yeah. But for me, I think Two People Exchanging Saliva would be the one that would be the most interesting feature film out of all of them.
Even you make it animated, pneumonia level of that type of.
Yeah. Exactly. It says it was a bit more predictable than I thought. Our wildcard picks did not work out, but kudos to one battle after another and Sinners winning 6 and 4 respectively. Much loved sentimental value winning 2. I was really happy. Wild Horse 9 win Best Picture next year. Don't know if it'll win Best Picture, but I think it's definitely going to be a one to consider.
Is that the one with Chalamet coming out next year?
It might be. It's the new film from I'm blanking on the director's name, but the director of The Banshees of Inisherin and 3 Billboards. It's
because somebody predicted Chalamet for next year, for Dune Messiah, and maybe he also in Wild.
Maybe. I don't know if that was. I don't know if because he's definitely not going to get it for Dune Messiah. But makeup and hairstyling went to Frankenstein, obviously.
Deserving.
Deserving though, very deserving. I would have flipped my shit though if the ugly stepsister would have won. If that would have won,
Yeah.
I would have lost my shit because
I mean, hell, I would have been okay with Scratchy Machine win because I thought the makeup of The Rock was so freaking good in that movie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, Frankenstein won. I'm not mad. I think that's very deserving. There was also Frankenstein winning costume and production design, which was also very well deserved. It was a great feat of production and costume making, so it made sense. So I won 3 overall. Very good night for
horror. Really
good night for Frankenstein. Good night for horror. Documentary short film went to All the Empty Rooms. So
got it right.
Yeah, I got that one right as well. That's one I predicted. I was thinking that was going to win, especially because that was one of the ones I saw. I saw like 2 of these, and 2 or 3, and that was one of the ones I saw, and that's the one that like broke me the most. The one that just made me cry and was like devastated and all that. So yeah, I just absolutely was blown away by All the Empty Rooms. I loved what Conan had to say about the documentary shorts. He made a little joke in his opening monologue. He was like, or as I like to call them, little sads, and all that stuff. And I was like, yeah, they're little sads. All right, most definitely little sads. And I loved how, like, when he talked about documentary short, for whatever reason, there was like an uproarious applause in the auditorium. He's just like staring out, like, why? That category of all things. He's like, what? That was really funny. But
Oscar, keep hiring Conan O'Brien to host every year because he seems like the one that.
Yeah, he's so good. Let's actually make him Oscar host for life. There you
go. Let him become the net Billy Crystal. Like that, or like.
Which we'll talk about Billy Crystal in a second because of what he did with the In Memoriam.
You had to let me know because I never got to that point. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was beautiful. So documentary feature film. We went to Mr. Nobody against Putin.
I voted for Perfect Neighbor.
Yeah, this is one of the ones I got right because I predicted with the political climate that we're in, I predicted Mr. Nobody against Putin was going to take it this year. So I would have voted for the Alabama solution personally, but
I would have voted for Perfect Neighbor. I think that's the more haunting documentary I've seen.
Yeah, the Perfect Neighbor was a really good doc, but Mr. Nobody against Putin deserved its win. And then, what basically they did with the In Memoriam was they made it very emotional. They at first brought Billy Crystal out, and Billy Crystal talked about his memories with Rob Reiner, how he shared so many beautiful moments between when Harry Met Sally, how he brought us joy with like Stand By Me and Princess Bride and all that stuff, and he talked about his legacy there. And then they brought out all the actors that are still alive that have like worked with Rob Reiner, and they were all standing there and turned around as they were playing the tribute to Rob Reiner and then to the rest of the people who passed away. Then they get up to Jane Fonda, and then or not Jane Fonda,
Diane Keaton.
Diane Keaton, that was it. Yeah, Diane Keaton, and they have like Rachel McAdams come out and talk about Diane Keaton and like
because they did the Family Stone.
I don't know if they did, but I know that they had her talk about her, and then talk about like Catherine O'Hara, and they talked about like the kind of how legendary they were, how they made us laugh and cry and all this stuff. And then they continued on with some more of the In Memoriam. Then they get to the end. Then there was Robert Redford. And then Barbara Streisand came out and talked about her relationship with Robert Redford and how much he meant to her and how he would call her Babs and all that stuff, and it was like a little nickname that he would give her and all that, and it was really, really emotional. And then they end up finishing it out, but that was just such an emotional moment.
Here's a question, because somebody brought it up on Twitter. They didn't give acknowledgement to Robert Duvall, from my understanding.
They didn't give one of those special like talking bits to Robert Duvall, but they did show him in the in memoriam.
Yeah, that's sad a little bit, because Robert Duvall is just as many as the other people.
Yeah, I think I think that's kind of sad a bit, because I think
they should have got like Al Pacino to come out to talk about Robert Duvall.
Yeah, because Robert Duvall, he is definitely one of those that is up there with like Robert Redford and other stuff like that. I think that, you know, they should have had him get his discussion.
Like Al Pacino, right? Anybody for the Godfather still alive.
And also, a good thing was, I think, mentioned too, that the dude who passed away, I forget his name, from Euphoria, who just passed away. He played the dad in Euphoria. Eric Dane. Yeah. That was his name. Eric Dane. From what I remember, he was not in the in memoriam for the Oscars. And I know people are going to be like, well, Euphoria is a TV show. That doesn't matter. He was in Bad Boys for Life. He was in several other movies. He is a movie and television actor. Like he does a lot. So the fact that he was not in the Oscar tribute was just really unfortunate.
I think it bring up my issue with, like, I think as much as I love best song performance, they should cut it out because take away stuff like the in memorial stuff.
Yeah, because then they could actually have time to show everyone in the in memoriam.
Have moment of people speaking about.
Yeah, have more people speaking about them. Have more stuff like that, rather than we don't really
have like Francis Ford Coppola, Al Pacino talk about Robert Duvall.
Yeah, you know, and I think that just makes a lot of sense, especially Coppola, since Coppola's worked with them or something like that. You know, it's like quite a bit, and or Pacino, since he's worked with them quite a bit. You know, something like that. Like that could have worked, but. I guess they didn't want to bring out Al Pacino again because of the whole "I see Oppenheimer" or "My eyes see Oppenheimer" kind of deal that happened the last time that he was out there.
Did the Oscars still put Francis Ford Coppola in jail because they make a law that they can't even invite him?
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up, but I will say this: the song performances that they did do were really good. I thought the Golden song was really good that they did, and then the "I Lied to You" song and performance was really good. So really impressive, both of those.
And the way they recreated the whole "I Lied to You" sequence with everything.
That was good. Yeah. I loved how they recreated the "I Lied to You" sequence. Best film editing, continuing on with the winners. It went to One Battle After Another, which
very deserving.
Expected. Yeah, that was very.
That would make you up for it lost at cinematography because that highway chasing that won its best editing like that.
Oh yeah. That's the reason won editing, and we'll get to cinematography. Cinematography is the one award of the night I was like straight up disappointed in, but we'll talk about it. But yeah, One Battle After Another was very, very good editing. So really excited there. International
to me would have been F1 if it wasn't One Battle After Another. Like,
F1. I think F1 or Marty Supreme. Yeah, Marty Supreme had great editing as well. So I think that would have been up there for me if that would have if it wasn't going to be one battle. But international feature film, it went to Sentimental Value, as expected.
My third pick, if I were to rank them, I probably would have gave it to It Was Just an Accident or The Secret Agents because we're more in love with both.
Yeah, I would have given it to Sentimental Value. That was my favorite. of all
Yeah.
the nominees, but I am very happy. I'm would have been perfectly fine if it was just an accident or the secret agent or even Sarat winning this. I didn't get around seeing the voice of Hindrajab. Um, I just they didn't give me a screener for it, and it hasn't come out where I'm at, so I haven't been able to watch it. But I am hearing great things for.
I still need to see Sarat. I do want that sometimes.
Yeah, Sarat's great. That would have won best sound. That would have been so great. But best music original score went to Ludwig Göransson for Sinners, which
It might be winning again next year for the Odyssey.
And I've heard the Odyssey score already.
Yeah.
Because of the epilogue that played.
Yeah.
And that is a lot more worthy, I will say. Yeah. But like the Sinner score, just I don't know, it's just generic. It's not interesting to me. Like there's nothing that stands out about the Sinner score. While like Begonia's score stands out. And like
even
the Frankenstein score. The Frankenstein score stands out. And then one battle after another definitely stands out in terms of score. And I agree, even Hamlet's score for the most part stands out. But there's nothing that stands out about Sinner's score to me. And it's just it won best score, and this is another one that just was like kind of boring. I wish like Johnny Greenwood could have gotten his due or something like that, But maybe it'll happen one day. But Ludwig Göransson is just going to keep on winning. He's going to become like the next John Williams. He's just going to keep on winning and keep on winning. And then we're going to get bored of him winning. And then eventually he'll lose because we're going to get bored of him winning. So it's just going to be that over and over. Music original song went to I'm not 90 now. I'm fighting like a born to be. That's Golden from.
I mean, hell, I could have made argument K-pop could have got nominated for best score because that score go along with all of the song, right?
Yeah, the score that's used for the songs are really good. Yeah. Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters, great song, definitely a worthy winner in my book. So that's one that is definitely a better song winner than last year too. If you that Emilia Perez song, not so good there. Best sound went to Vroom Vroom F1.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so. Yeah, that was a very worthy winner for F1. I predicted this. I thought this was going to be F1's only Oscar win of the night. I know people kept on predicting maybe like Sinners could be the upset here. But there was nothing that was going to be sound-wise that was going to stand out in Sinners. So to me, F1 just made the most sense, and that's what happened. F1 ended up taking it. Very happy about that. Visual.
Last year we got sounded to be interesting.
Yeah, sound.
A24. I know the movie not well loved by the audience. The critic liked it better, but Undertone sound, they've won the most.
I can't wait. I'm seeing Undertone on Wednesday. So Wednesday I'll be seeing Undertone with my friend. We'll be doing a double feature between Undertone and then that horror movie Dolly. So we'll be seeing like both of them back to back. But I'm very excited to see Undertone.
The sound is amazing in Undertone like that.
I bet it is because the way that they. Because the way it's about like podcasting or whatever, and then it's like I'm sure the sound.
If you're playing Adobe, I saw Undertone after early access screening Adobe, and they're like, holy shit! Like,
yeah, that's what I've heard. The Dolby screening made it even better. So I think I have a Dolby, but it's like an hour and a half away somewhere, so it might be worth it. Have to check it out.
Especially for the last hour. Like, you really need Adobe to be able to hear a lot of stuff that happened that last hour and a minute.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I bet. Then we got Avatar, Fire and Ash winning Best Visual Effects.
I am so sick and tired of Avatar winning every visual best thing. I'm like...
Yeah. I mean, this is...
Especially again, like, what would nominated? Let me pull it up.
It was F1, Jurassic World Rebirth, The Lost Bus, and Sinners.
I would give F1. I would give Sinner over Avatar, and I would give The Lost Bus over Avatar. Like
Yeah,
especially the Lost,
hell, it may,
especially the Lost Bus. Like the visual effect in the Lost Bus was really good for Apple TV.
hell, I was not a fan of Jurassic World Rebirth, and I'd even argue that maybe Avatar: Fire and Ash might have even been better than Jurassic World Rebirth. However, the effects of Jurassic World Rebirth were pretty damn good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the actual visual effects were pretty damn good. You know,
Even Sinners
so
had great special effect, like that fire sequence at the end when all the vampires burning up. Like,
yeah. Sinners had really good visual effects. So, I just Avatar winning for the exact same effects as what I had in the second.
even over a superhero movie that wasn't nominated, Superman,
Yeah,
Thunderbolts,
yeah.
like better visual effect, man. Just like,
Fantastic Four,
yeah.
Thunderbolts, like stuff like that. It's like, come on. So, yeah.
Even Make It For Good, I would argue have a little bit better visual effect than Avatar. Like, Jesus, freaking Christ.
Yeah, but but we're not going to be getting an Avatar movie next year, as far as I know. So next year, it'll just be Dune repeating the same exact kind of thing of just like
Doom,
Avatar.
or if Doomsday is good, we could see maybe Marvel finally regaining a visual effect thing.
We could potentially, but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I'm just kind of sick of that.
And Spider-Man Brand New Day, we also got next year. Like, why am I
Spider-Man Brand New Day? Yeah. That's another
No
good
Way
one.
Home? I think was No Way Home nominated for visual effect?
I thought it was. The comment section, let us know down below. Was it nominated for visual effects? I thought it was, but maybe it
Because
wasn't.
man, the visual effect and No Way Home were really good. They could amp that up with Brand New
And
Day.
then, if I remember correctly, no Marvel film was won yet because Infinity War lost to.
And the Endgame lost as well.
Yeah, Endgame lost. I forget what Endgame lost to though, out of the top of my head, but I know that.
Was it 1917?
It might have been 1917. But then I know that. But I know that Infinity War, they lost to First Man. So that's
Infinity
what.
War and Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther as well. But Black Panther had the controversy with its visual effects. So I guess that made sense. But for writing adaptive screenplay, Paul Thomas Anderson won his first Oscar. He finally gets an Oscar, Academy Award after several years in the industry, and takes home the prize for One Battle After Another.
Great screenplay. I love that screenplay. I would give a shout out. I thought we watched the movie, and this screenplay is good. Like we watched it like the other week.
Also, Begonia's screenplay is really phenomenal. So I'll give a shout out to that. But yeah, One Battle, definitely. So the clip that they used for adapted screenplay as well was the how many kids? It's like I don't know. He's like, what weapons? And then they're like, no, but they go on to that. I was like, that's such a weird clip to play for this sequence.
But that's the same with Tatiana Taylor clip where they were showing like the stuff. They were showing her interrogating Sean Penn in the hotel. Like,
that was a good clip. That was a good
clip.
But
it's so weird out of contact the movie because anybody.
Yeah. I was hoping that for Sean Penn's acting clip, they would have shown I love black women. I love them all. I wish they would have shown.
Oh no, I would show his last scene with Christmas Avengers, like that odd line he gave about how.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Writing and with the Cody Goldwyn questioning line doesn't make that clip funnier.
For sure. Writing the original screenplay went to Sinners. Ryan Coogler getting his award. It is deserving. I personally would have either given it to It Was Just an Accident or to Blue Moon because
I love Blue Moon. Like, I thought
I thought the
Like,
script of Blue Moon
yeah.
was fantastic. So
Blue Moon deserved way more love than it got for the
it
Oscar.
did. I'm and so I would have given it to
Especially Andrew Scott and why am I blanking on the woman that played Ethan Hawke Obsession in the film? The actress. But not McKenna Grace. I'm trying to think of who the actress.
the
The girl
yeah,
from
Margaret Qualley. Who was it?
yeah.
Yeah,
She's so
she's
good
great.
in Blue Moon. Like
Yeah, she was phenomenal in that. And
yeah.
yeah, I wish it would have gotten more love. I honestly think if it was up to me, I would have taken out F1 and put in Blue Moon for Best Picture. But that's just,
I would have maybe I love Del Toro. I might have took Del Toro out of Best Supporting Actor, put Andrew Scott in like for
yeah,
Blue Moon.
yeah. I think Andrew Scott for Blue Moon would have been deserving if they were able to do that. But for Best Cinematography, this is the big disappointment of the night for me because the prize went to, yes, they made history, which is
Yeah.
great. The first woman cinematographer to ever win this category with Autumn Durald Akapal winning for Sinners, which, great on her. First
The
woman.
cinematography is great, but not the highway chasing and one battle after another.
Yeah.
Like when you
And it's just, and there's scenes in there that's just like, it's dark, it's all in one location. It's not
yeah.
really a cinematography type of film.
And there's
What?
one great thing that probably wanted the I Lied to You secret with the
Yeah.
cinematography. Like,
Yes, but that's one great scene.
yeah.
While you looked at all the stills that they play, even the clips that
Oh,
they
and
played.
the Irish vampire dance sequence. Like
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
really
that was good too. But the clips that they played for the cinematography category for Sinners didn't even stand out compared to the ones that they showed for Frankenstein or the ones that they showed for One Battle or especially the ones that they showed for the one I would have given it to, which is Train Dreams. Train Dreams.
Oh, the movie that should have been in here, but wasn't even nominated. No other choice. What the hell?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Like no other choice getting a cinematography nomination
yeah.
would have been excellent. But and then Marty Supreme even I think had better cinematography than even Sinners did. But
Oh, The Secret Agent also had phenomenal cinematography, but
yeah,
wasn't even nominated.
Secret
Like,
Agent had phenomenal cinematography. I got to actually meet the
yeah.
cinematographer
Yeah.
of the film, and she was great. But I just, but yeah, just I don't know. This
Like the
just
whole
didn't sit.
opening scene of Secret Agent with the cinematography at that gas station. I'm like, that's
Yeah,
like,
which the Secret Agent and Marty Supreme and Train Dreams were all the films to be absolutely goose egged at the Academy Awards. They won 0 prizes at the Oscars, which was kind of unfortunate. That's why I was hoping you would see like a Train Dreams win here or something, but
yeah.
it didn't. Even though it deserved it. Then you had actor in a supporting role, which I
To the
went
only
for a
person
no.
who was not there at the Oscar.
Yeah, see, and okay, so we talked about it on our predictions, our final predictions. Me and
Yeah.
Jonathan Caro did, where we talked about how, uh, maybe him not saying anything at all helped his campaign because he is actually a very controversial figure. Sean Penn is with like his political views as such. So by him not going up on stage and making speeches and everything, maybe that helped him to not be like looked down upon at any point during the awards race. But by him just letting the performance speak for itself, I think that really helped him be able to pull off this victory here. And then you
Two
had,
villain
but
performers winning this year, supporting actor and supporting actress.
that's
Let me
true.
point out.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, supporting actress and supporting actor. Um, but I do want to say that I was given hope. My
I'm
big
hoping so. God,
no
he
guts. no glory prediction was Delroy Lindo. I was thinking he was going to pull it off at one point. I was like, he's going to pull off a no guts, no glory kind of victory. I should have listened to the whole SAG/BAFTA combo. If you win that, you're dangerous. You are going to win the Oscar, basically. But I was just like thinking to myself, maybe Delroy could still upset, and he didn't.
What it do you take to get Delroy or Stellan Skarsgård to finally win a freaking Oscar? Like, those are the two
I
best.
don't
Yeah.
know, man. Maybe just don't have a Sean Penn in a movie or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Sean Penn is now tied with Daniel Day-Lewis for the
That's
most
insane.
Oscar wins for a male in history. So, Daniel Day-Lewis has 3 Oscar wins. He had Lincoln, My Left Foot, and
There will be blood.
and There Will Be Blood. And then now Sean Penn has Mystic River, Milk, and One Battle After Another. So should be
Listen,
really
everybody else,
interesting.
like Jacob Elordi had a great career ahead of him. Like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, and then it says next year one of the best actors that haven't won an Oscar could win, which is Steve Buscemi.
what does he have next year?
I think he's in Wild Horse 9, if I remember correctly. Steve Buscemi, I think, but we'll see.
If it went my way, Ray Fine would get nomination for 28 Years Later, Bone Temple. Like that, I had my way.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. If I had it my way, that would be what I would have gone to. But yeah, Wild Horse 9 is what he says is the film that Steve Buscemi is in. So, we'll have to see. But actor in a leading role, I went back and forth on this. Very, very last minute on our video, I said that my final predictions video that you guys saw. I know I said it was final as final gets, but I had Wagner Moura predicted for The Secret Agent. I just thought that, maybe because he won the Globe and he wasn't nominated at BAFTA and SAG, that maybe, he's still strong enough to overtake Michael B. Jordan, all that. But then I just thought about it, and very last minute tonight, right before I went to my Oscars party, I switched it back to Michael B. Jordan, and I'm glad I did.
I had it on Michael B. Jordan once I got the ballot for my friend Trent. I'm like, okay, Michael B. Jordan, got it.
Yeah, because Michael B. Jordan won tonight, very well deserved. He did a very good performance in there, even though his performance is my least favorite in this category, because I just think that Ethan Hawke was stronger. I thought Leo was stronger. I thought Timothy was stronger, and Wagner Moura was stronger. But I still really loved the performance of Michael B. Jordan. So
he's so good in Sinners. Like that, he had a more challenging role to play. How everybody.
Yeah, because he had to play 2 parts technically. Yeah. So. And technically speaking, you could also say Wagner Moura played 2 parts, but he doesn't play a second part until the very end of the movie. But
that joke made me laugh in the opening with we see Million Michael B. Jordan, you just see Michael B. Jordan in one row.
Yeah, that was great. That joke at the beginning, he's just like, "Hey, this guy likes it," as he's trying to sing and all that stuff. That was really funny.
And the Hathaway made me laugh with her presenting at the how do I look? No reaction.
That was great. Also, I loved. I don't know if you've gotten to this point yet, but at one point they have Sigourney Weaver come out with Pedro Pascal, and Baby Yoda is right there at Grogu, and Conan makes a joke saying I just realized Baby Yoda can't clap. You bring him to an award show and he can't clap. You monsters and all that stuff.
Didn't somebody steal Grogu everything on Twitter all of a sudden?
Didn't somebody steal Grogu, he said?
Yeah.
From the Oscars?
Yeah, it's apparently a disgusting film. Somebody apparently stole.
Oh man. That's great. That's great. Probably my mom did that because she's obsessed with Grogu. But actress in the leading role, this was obvious.
Yeah.
The easiest acting prediction to
Having
predict.
rewatched the movie last week with my family, I'm like, yeah, Jesse Buckley got this.
Yeah,
Like,
Jesse Buckley had it. I rewatched it. My mom was like in tears, and I was in tears rewatching it. Her performance is
as much as I
phenomenal.
was hoping Rose Byrne would win because I think her performance just as great as Jesse Buckley is in this.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna. But also, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
complain
Yeah.
that Jesse Buckley won. I will say this would have made room for complaining if someone like Kate Hudson would have somehow taken this.
I
But
still bejogger how Kate Hudson got in over Chase and Finney and Cynthia Erivo. Like that, like
yeah,
over Chase
especially
and Finney. Oh,
especially when One Battle After Another won Best Picture. So that's
yeah.
telling you how strong One Battle After Another was. And it's like Chase and Finney couldn't get nominated, but Kate Hudson could. That was weird.
And the two musical movies last year, Kate Hudson singing were better than Cynthia Erivo singing. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
I didn't love Cynthia Erivo either, but I
yeah,
thought maybe she would have been better
yeah.
uh, than Kay Hudson. But there was an online community of people who kept on thinking Kate Hudson was going to make an upset. There was a small amount. It was like 2% of people.
She
But there was,
okay. If I say she's good in the movie, she's really good in Sons on Blue. She is
yeah,
the best acting in that movie, but over so many other people that could have gotten that. Yeah, like,
yeah.
like
No, I agree. That's
yeah,
really weird over so many of the other people. But
yeah.
Jesse Buckley was phenomenal. All the people who say Jesse Buckley overacted in Hamnet, what movie are you watching? Also,
No, she did not overact in Hamlet. She overacted in The Bride. That another different discussion. To have
yeah,
another thing.
yeah, exactly. But she was real and raw in Hamnet because that is exactly how a parent would
Thank
act
God The
if
Bride
they
did not
lost their
kill
kid.
her momentum. If that had came out before the Oscar vote ended, like,
Yeah,
oh,
if that would have came out before it came out just at the right time. But it is funny that we follow suit the same as that pattern where
yeah.
this happens so many times where an actor will come out with an Oscar winning performance and then the next film that they do will be a film that's not good. Like what happened with Halle Berry with Monsters Ball. She wins
Eddie
the Oscar.
Murphy.
Then she went
Eddie
on to
Murphy.
Catwoman and then Eddie Murphy. Yeah, how he did that. Then he went on to do Norbit. So it's like
No, but we
the
kill
Joker.
his momentum.
Yeah, which
Like,
killed his momentum for Showgirls. So, so it's like it happens as a pattern
listen,
so frequently.
The Bride and not Norbert and not
Hmm.
Catwoman, but not that, and not a good movie. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Still not a good movie, but I would watch The Bride over Norbit and Catwoman for sure.
yeah, it's
Uh,
entertaining for Penelope Cruz and Peter Skarsgård. Those are the two best things about that movie. I would
yeah,
the most entertained by it.
exactly. Uh, then Best Director went to, of course, Paul Thomas
His first
Anderson.
Oscar win was insane to think about.
For One
Like,
Battle After Another, his first Oscar win for Best Director, which is absolutely insane. He is somebody who should have won this category
he
a
should have won for There Will Be Blood.
long
Like
time ago.
that would like
Should have won for There Will Be Blood. Should have won for Magnolia. There's so many movies he should have won director for.
hell, even The Master.
Did The Master, Phantom Thread. So many of those you could argue he could have won director for.
Yeah.
He didn't. But he finally won his overdue Oscar for One Battle After Another, and he is now my favorite filmmaker of all time. One Battle After Another solidified it that he is now my favorite filmmaker of all time. So I
in
was
my
very,
top five,
I was very happy. I was very happy that Paul Thomas Anderson was able to pull off this win, and actually beat out.
Mike Joey have a good career ahead of him to win director. Like
He does.
Won, yeah.
He's still got time ahead of him, and he still won an Oscar at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We could still say Ryan Coogler is an Academy Award winner with Sinners because of best original
Once
screenplay.
again, favorite Paul Thomas actor. He should have won maybe for something for Fruitvale Station or even Creed. Like,
Yeah. Michael B. Jordan, yeah, he should have been nominated for Fruitvale Station and all that.
and
But
Creed. Like
and
Michael B.
Creed,
Jordan.
yeah, Creed. Then don't even get me started on the Sylvester Stallone Creed bullshit. But
Yeah.
he should have won for Creed, and that was a whole.
Ryan Coogler should have
Yeah.
also been nominated for directing for Creed. That one shot sequence in Creed is one.
Oh yeah, the one shot sequence that was excellent in Creed. So
Yeah.
So I agree with that. I think that should have won. And then we had Best Picture, where again the nominees were Train Dreams, Sinners, Sentimental Value, The Secret Agent, Marty Supreme, Hamnet, Frankenstein, F1, Begonia, and your winner, which was One Battle After Another.
A category I would argue I would have took F1 out and put in it was just an accident into that freaking.
Yeah, I would have put it was just an accident, or I would have taken it out and put in Blue Moon. One of those two, I think, would have been really great as like the 10th and final slot for Best Picture. But it is what it is. And yes, this was a way more predictable Oscar ceremony this year than other years. Last year we had some fun surprises. This was a much more predictable year, but I will say I'm not necessarily complaining because it's Paul Thomas Anderson at the end of the day. I'm happy he's gotten his due, that he's finally won an Oscar, that he finally has his Oscars now.
Yeah, same.
Stuff like that.
With him and Ryan Coogler are just finally happy to see those two get the recognition.
Yeah, like Ryan Coogler finally got recognition. Jessie Buckley finally got her recognition. So stuff like that happened. And
Michael B. Jordan finally got his recognition.
Michael B. Jordan finally got his recognition. And so, there's a lot of predictable stuff that happened, but nothing to write home about. But there's some stuff like I do kind of wish that you would have seen Stellan win instead of Sean Penn, or something or Delroy, something like that, just to make the moment special. Because Sean Penn's already got 2 Oscars, But it's like, and I'm all about sharing the love and everything. But yeah,
I would love to see a tie between Delroy and Stellan.
There was a point people thought Sinners could have won Picture. They only said that because of the SAG win, and the SAG win alone only worked for Parasite. Whenever that happened with Parasite, then it pulled out the Best Picture win at the Oscars. That's the only time that has happened. Every other time, that is very much a rarity.
And very deservedly so for Parasite. Better than 1917.
Yeah, it's better than 1917. Better than other movies that were nominated that year. But yeah, overall, I thought this Oscar ceremony was really solid. They ended the Oscar ceremony on a funny note where the actual, I think, a president of the Academy or whatever is with Conan O'Brien, and then he is basically saying, we are now going to make you the Oscar host for life. And he's like, Oscar host for life? And he's like, here, let's bring you to your office. And he goes over to his office, and he looks at it. And it's just like the scene of One Battle After Another. He's like, looks outside the view. He looks outside, and he's like, this is a beautiful view. And then there's a sign when he's like, so this is a beautiful view. This is like, got crabs, seek help or something like that. And so he's just like looking at that sign and such. And he sits back on the chair and does the whole One Battle After Another thing. This is great. And then the little like gas starts coming out of the vent, and then you just see Conan die as he's like has a smile on his face like this, and then they drag his body out of there into the morgue. He's just like smiles the whole time and everything like that, which is just so funny. So yeah,
He's one of the best hosts in the last couple of years for the Oscars.
He absolutely is. He's one of the best hosts in the last couple of years. In the last, several years there, he did a really great job hosting the Oscars, and I
He's not
thought,
afraid to make jokes that would get uncomfortable. Have a given that.
yeah, and he almost got political a few times too with his
Yeah.
jokes, and I thought overall the ceremony, it did get political, but it got political when it needed to, and like Jimmy Kimmel made his funny jab at everything at Trump at one point when he comes out to present an award, and then they had
Why not
several
get Conan O'Brien and Jimmy
people do
Kimmel to host next year?
You know why Jimmy Kimmel needs to host next year?
Yeah.
Is because if Matt Damon gets nominated for the Odyssey, then you got to have Jimmy Kimmel host just to have a whole bit with the Odyssey and Matt Damon, since Matt Damon's like
I
his
know
rival.
the Odyssey is great. I'm getting a little tired of seeing the same trailer. I just saw this trailer again today for Elvis documentary. I'm like, can we get the new trailer to Odyssey to come out?
Yeah, I assume a new trailer will come out soon. But speaking of
Maybe
trailers,
this week.
speaking of
Who knows?
trailers, have you watched that Obsession trailer that came out?
Not yet.
Oh, it's so good. It's my most anticipated
I've
horror
seen the
movie
teaser.
of the
I've
year.
seen the teaser.
Yeah,
Like,
it's my most anticipated horror movie of the year. It's from the
mine is
YouTube
freaking
channel.
Passenger.
It's a bad idea. Yeah.
That trailer scared the shit out of me when I saw that trailer.
Yeah. That Passengers looks like it could be Passenger looks like it could be a really good horror movie as well. I'm excited about that. And also, I'm really excited to see that this love of horror and how horror showed up at the Academy, and how now I'm going to be curious as to what horror movies for next year will wind up being in contention. Is it going to be?
I would love for Sony to get the act together. Like we put out 28 years later, Bone Temple in the Oscar season to get the nomination.
Is Werewolf, the new Robert Eggers movie, is that going to be now an Oscar player? We'll have to see what happens there, but it's going to be.
Bone Temple deserve award nomination for refine and for makeup and hairstyling. The makeup hairstyling attempts alone in that movie,
oh yes, it's very good, very very good. But yeah, guys, what did you think of the Academy Awards for 2026? Do y'all kind of agree with the wins? Do y'all think they were too predictable? Do you think they could have been better? Let us know what you guys think down below. So in terms of what's coming up on the channel, guys, I'll probably do sometime within the next couple weeks as the last video to wrap up this award season. We'll probably do a way too early 2027 Oscar predictions video, and then we'll just leave it at that, and then we'll come back to it later on, stuff like that, whenever it's time to go back into Oscar stuff again. So that's one thing to take into consideration there. That but also I will be doing a review for Project Hail Mary on Thursday night, guys.
That's tomorrow. I am seeing it tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Lucky you.
Thank you, Amazon Prime early access screening.
I'm gonna be seeing it on that Thursday. So I will be giving the review out on that Thursday for you guys. And then I'm gonna try to do a double feature on that Thursday. If I can. I'm gonna try to see Ready or Not 2 and Project Hail Mary the same night. So
yeah, I've seen Project Hail Mary tomorrow, and I've seen Ready or Not 2 on Sunday.
Because I work, and this coming weekend is my long weekend. Yeah. So it's I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it's I won't have time any of those days to watch them both. So I might just do a double feature. So we'll
even though I am debating whether or not to maybe say Ready or Not 2 for the Monday to do it with the mystery screening because the mystery screening might be the Ready or Not rip-off one, which
Well, see, I don't think it's going to be because I don't think it's a horror movie. This next one, right?
it is. It
It
is a horror
is.
movie.
Oh, it does say horror. Okay,
Yeah.
because I thought it was a not a horror edition because the one that I have playing at Regal for March 16th is a non-horror, so people are thinking it's
No, I'm talking about the week after, the 23rd.
the week after
Yeah.
for the 20th. Okay, yeah, the March
Because
16th one I think is going to be the drama, the new one with Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. I think that's going to be the next mystery movie.
I sadly see Project Hail Mary, not I would have gone see the drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I'm excited for that and all the other movies that will be
Because
coming.
at the 23rd, if they would kill you, I might do a double feature with that and Ready or Not too to have the two almost similar movie back to back.
Yeah, that would be perfect, honestly.
Yeah.
But you would want to make sure that that's the mystery movie because if it turned out to be something else and it wasn't that, then it would be kind of like, oh,
There are so many horror movies Scream Unseen coming out the next couple of
I
weeks.
know because they just came out with another one for Regal. I was like, whoa, they're making up for it because there was a long lull where they had like no horror movies at all, and they're making up.
What were the ones do you see last week for Regal?
The one that happened last week was the
Slanted.
Slanted. That was it. Yeah.
It was
that
okay.
that was the same one at AMC, right?
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah. Nice. So yeah, that's it was okay. I don't really consider it horror. I mean, it's a body horror, so like I guess it
It
makes
was a
sense.
funny moment. I've had issue with the last hour of the movie. My big issue.
Yeah, I think the last act of the movie is it took a little while to get going. I don't think the ending sticks to landing. I think the rest of the movie.
I like the stuff with the parents were great. Like that best part of the movie. The stuff.
Oh yeah,
like the parents. Like
100% agree there.
yeah.
So yeah, but yeah. Speaking of, what do you got coming up, man?
You should find me here. There are multiplex. I just shot my first match over there in the single division against Shannon Briggs. I don't know when that dropped, but a pretty impressive debut match. I won't get too much away, but watch out. Watch out, people who play that league. Coming for you. So about trivia here, you see me here again talking with Michael about the Emmy when we get to Emmy talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we got a lot of TV to talk about, man.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of TV talk to talk about whenever we get to.
I am like my list when we do our middle half of the year. My list keeps changing every time I watch new stuff. Like I want my favorite TV show of the year so far.
Yeah, I think that might definitely might happen because that's the TV.
It's been a good year for TV right now.
It's been a very, very good year for TV. So yeah, it's kind of a kind of crazy, but yeah, and it's just going to keep on getting better because we're only in March, so kind of crazy that it's just now like this.
I guess we're aiming for like May or June to come back to talk about the Emmys early prediction.
Yeah. We'll probably wait till May or June for that. So
yeah,
at some point. So we'll probably talk about the early Emmy predictions. That'll be
best of the year so far for TV.
Yeah, best of the year for TV definitely will be in June, and for movies. So should be a fun time. And yeah, a lot of really, really fun stuff, guys, coming up on the channel. So be on the lookout for that and much, much more. We will see you all in the next one. Thank you all for tuning in on this after show. But until then, stay classy, my friends, and keep on watching those movies.